Hi, my name is Braylon,
My name is Kalia,
And my name is Bailey.
and we are members of the Ed Rising Club at Westgate High School.
and today we're going to be discussing the different classroom transformations within Iberia Parish School Board.
What is the cost involved in classroom transformations?
Hi, I'm Miss Richie, and I'm here to talk about classroom transformations. So my first question I was asked was, what is the cost involved with classroom transformations? And typically, I spend around $30 to $50, like at max. I try to keep it very light, and I typically only buy the things that I have to buy every year, like whether it be streamers or decorations, things that just get bad over time and you have to throw it away. So I typically buy that, or balloons, things that pop. So I'll buy that out of pocket, but everything else is pretty reusable, and I mostly put it on my Amazon wish list during the summer, and people buy it from me. So I always recommend new teachers to make an Amazon wish list because your community members, your family members, people around you will support you. Use those, like my black lights. I've been using them for 3 years. Also, the Gym of New Iberia provides me with some black lights in case I ever need them. So your local community members will help you when they know you are trying to revamp your education.
Is it very time consuming to do these projects?
Sometimes the setup can be pretty time consuming, going through and putting the tablecloths out and hanging some of the decorations from the ceiling. But if you keep it all together and use it year after year, you kind of get a hang of it.
Is classroom transformations beneficial to student outcomes, informatives, and summatives?
So it's always beneficial to work on problems like this because these are more of the enrichment lessons where the kids are going to be showing even further, taking those skills and pushing them even further into real world scenarios.
And you transform a class, your kids are more likely to be engaged in the lesson. More engagement leads to higher test scores, higher formative scores. They truly invest time and try to work on the activity at hand.
Are the classroom transformations consistent with pacing?
Absolutely, right? You can do a classroom transformation for one day or you can do it for an entire week. It shouldn't affect your pacing literally at all. It's kind of just that added element of this is what we're doing, this is how we're going to implement the standards into the activity.
So it's always beneficial to work on problems like this because these are more of the enrichment lessons where the kids are going to be showing even further, taking those skills and pushing them even further into real world scenarios.
Are the students more engaged in the lesson?
Make learning fun than not just sitting here just doing work and being bored.
I think that my students are way more engaged. They enjoy the lessons way more whenever there's some kind of added element of fun or surprise to it.
I think Ms. Ritchie, she taught us in ways we could understand. It was very creative, so the students were more engaged with the work she gave us.
Do you find discipline easier or harder during classroom transformations?
Harder. I typically don't struggle with discipline, but in the days that I do classroom transformations, I have absolutely no discipline problems because literally everybody's excitement level is here. So I don't struggle with discipline during classroom transformations or any kind of exciting, fun activities that I bring to the classroom.
What is your favorite memory regarding classroom transformations?
I think it was when they were trying to calculate the speed and the time it would take to get to the moon riding on a horse, or they got to pick their own animal like a sloth and a peregrine falcon and all these different animals. And I think when they realized oh my god, I picked the sloth, I picked the slowest animal, and they realized how long it would take to get to the moon.
The horse to school. That was the space one, yeah. When we was doing how long would it take a horse to get to the moon? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the moon.
We recently did a investigation station sign where we became investigators. I made them a bunch of sources about people and then making inferences and analysis on those people. Where I think that I would have gave them just the articles and said, read this, answer this question, read this, answer this question, I would not have had the same level of engagement and excitement. So yes, it does kind of bring it up a notch.